I now call the Crosby Township Board of Trustees regular meeting to order for September 8th, 2025. Please stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Mr. Hyab.
Here.
Mr. Lumen.
Here.
Mr. Heiss.
Here.
Approval of the minutes for the regular meeting held August 11th, 2025. I will make that motion.
I have a revision on page 4.
Yep, I've got them.
You got it?
Yeah, I've got them.
Okay.
I'll make them. Any other changes to the minutes?
So you second it then?
I second it with revision.
Mm-hmm.
You made it.
Roll call.
Mr. Hyab.
I abstain.
You were not here.
Right.
That's right. Mr. Lumen.
Yes.
Mr. Heiss.
Yes.
Approval to pay the bills as have been presented over the past month.
I'll move that motion.
I second it.
Roll call.
Mr. Hyab.
Yes.
Mr. Heiss.
Yes.
Mr. Lumen.
Yes. Correspondence, me. Got a few things here. The America 250 meeting is this Thursday, the 11th, at Miami Town at 7 p.m. It's a public meeting. It's at the town hall. All the local communities are getting involved to do things together and make sure we don't do the same things on the same days. So I'll be going to that. And I believe Brenda has that in her thing. She's going to be going also. Fernald Preserve has weekly programs, and their annual meeting is at October 8th at 6:30 at the Visitors Center, which anyone is invited. WestJet is October 9th, Thursday, October 9th at 5:30 in Miami Town, next to the firehouse, which I'll be going to that. There's a Hamilton County Veterans Service Commission. They have services for veterans and their families within the Hamilton County, Ohio, by connecting them with federal, state, and local services and resources, including financial assistance, transportation, VA claims, and benefits. There's a website for it. You can also call 513-946-3300. September 2025 is proclaimed National Preparedness Month by Hamilton County Board of Commissioners. With our Energy Alliance contract, from July of 23 through June of 25, the average household in Crosby Township has saved $430.28 over Duke. And then there's also a hazardous household products drop-off event in Norwood, which is the closest for Hamilton County, October 3rd, 10 to 2, and October 4th, 8 to 1. You have to register online, but they take things like pesticides, fertilizers, paint thinners, fluorescent light bulbs, driveway sealant. It's put on by Hamilton County Resources. There's a website with that information and to register. And then just to say that the Crosby Township, that our sympathy is extended to Jonathan Keller for the loss and his family. And that's all I have. Dennis?
What I've gotten is notification.
Your microphone. Sorry.
Notification for cybersecurity from Pro On-Call Technologies by Chris Stevens. And I have her phone number. Willa Lopez, Hamilton County Auditor's Office, would like to attend our December 8th meeting. And then I got an email that wasn't signed by a resident on Hawk Ridge subdivision about a property that was not being maintained. That is, it was a vacant lot that was probably bought to put a house on, but it wasn't, and it wasn't being mowed in a timely manner. The last time it was mowed was in the spring, and some of the Johnson grass was now getting about 4 feet tall. So this person didn't sign it, but I drove up there and took a look, so we'll see if anything happens this fall. And if they just leave it go, then he gave me the guy's name, and we can take and pursue it. And that's pretty much all I have. Most of my stuff that I've been getting has to do with the fire department issues, and we have Bob May here tonight, so we'll have a good update on that. That's it for me.
Thanks, Dennis. Chuck?
Yeah, I guess that y'all got a notice of Board of Education, November 4th. I'm sorry, Board of Election, about the November 4th Tuesday. Remind you to be ready for that. One thing I guess Charlie will cover is estimate 2026 estimate revenue real estate taxes. You gonna cover that?
I wasn't going to cover it in detail. We got it, and we've loaded it into UAN.
Okay.
So all the revenues that were received a couple weeks ago, we've got them in there, and we allocated. Of course, we had to give some money for their processing of our citizens' payments, and we had to put that in there. So,
Yeah. So we all got a copy of that. So,
right.
It's it says for all preserves send out a month of a day, month at a glance. I guess we all got that. And I guess we need to come up with an agreement on Cyprus security agreement. I guess Alan might be looking at that. I'm not sure.
We have one.
I'll need to do it by September 30th. I think.
September 30th is what we have to have a plan
Right.
for it, and then it's got to be developed as policies and procedures by the first of the year,
Oh, yeah.
with first of the year implementation for all of 26.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'll speak to it.
And Buddy Herbert having an open house on October the 4th. Business on the 3rd, and the residence on the 4th. It's a Friday and Saturday. So, about it. Everything else has already been covered. So, I'm done.
All right. Thanks, Chuck. Guest, Sheriff DePaoli.
All right, good evening, everybody. Lieutenant Jeremy DePoli, Hamilton County Sheriff's Office, with the Crosby Township report for activity for the month of August. We'll start with the criminal reports and noteworthy incidents. Once again, very little happening up here. There was one domestic violence incident that was a couple of brothers, adult brothers, involved in a skirmish. Something to do with one brother's dog got out of control. One of them dotted the other one's eye, and the second brother got involved. Third brother came and got involved and attacked the father. So one's in jail. The other one had a warrant put out that night. It was back on the 2nd of August. I guess a little Cain and Abel type stuff going on there. The other 3 criminal reports we have for the month, they're all telecommunications fraud type incidents, so it's not like we have anything directly occurring here in the township that anybody needs to be alarmed about. These are all internet scams, phone scams, people taking the bait. I'll just remind everybody, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Listen to that voice in the back of your head before you go wiring somebody money. I'm got one person out $1,000, another one's out $17,000, and the third one was $1,300. So trust your gut feeling is what I'm trying to say there. 2 non-criminal reports for the month. Those would be medical, fire runs, that type of stuff. It's not being investigated by the sheriff's office. Criminal investigations, 3 cases were assigned for investigation in Crosby Township to our detectives. Those would be those 3 fraud cases. None of those have been closed as of this time. Traffic incidents, light month on the roads as well. 3 auto crashes reported, no OVI arrests. And dispatch report, 104 calls for service, Crosby Township during the month of August, and 71 non-billable details, which would cover traffic stops or other self-initiated investigations that my troops would be out on. Last item I have on here is DVERT. We bring this one up quite a bit. DVERT is an acronym for the Domestic Violence Enhanced Response Team. It's run in conjunction with Women Helping Women. They provide immediate resources and social services for victims of domestic violence or abuse. They will assist a man, but they generally are focused on the ladies who are victimized. Anyway, 0 incidents for social workers here in the month of August to come out. More information on that program can be found at www.womenhelpingwomen.org. Other than that, I've been off the last 2 weeks mostly. I noticed we're finally in the station up here. It's slow rolling, but we are up here on New Haven Road, so we are close to home. But we like it. I've got nothing else. Anybody got any questions, comments?
No, I was just going to ask if the outpost was in full operation, so I guess it is. So
Today's my first day back. We do like a Zoom briefing every day to start the shift. They're up there, they're working, the cars are up there, so we are deploying out of there. So life is good.
good.
Life is good.
Go around Boffman now when you get to Harrison.
You had an open house this morning. When I passed, you had a balloon on your sign outside the office.
Is that for that or something else?
I don't know.
I don't know.
It was on your sign. So I
Right up here
assume.
on New Haven,
Yeah.
the Civic Center, Harrison Civic Center. I was probably in bed, seeing as I work night shift. But again, my first day back, got through a bunch of emails and still trying to get caught up on everything else that's changed in the last couple weeks.
So you got a signed agreement with Harrison Township now?
I'm sorry, one more time.
You got agreement with Harrison Township?
Yeah, I believe it.
They're paying you so much a month?
Yeah, I believe that was
Are
signed.
you paying them so much a month?
Whitewater is still the wild card, as far as I've been told. Yep, Harrison's in agreement, Crosby's in agreement, so we're a big happy family up here. How about that?
So I have a question.
Sir?
Should we have some kind of public notice on telecommunication fraud? Should we be posting up signs? Should we put something on our website to make people more aware?
Frequently, the folks who are targeted tend to be seniors. You know, one of the oldest scams going on, they got my grandmother on this, would be, you know, a kid calling up saying, "Hey, Grandma, I'm in trouble," or, you know, I'm out of town, something of that nature, and wire me money. You know, these predators are hoping that, you know, hook, line, and sinker, Grandma's going to go wire that money. Like I said, it happens quite often. The issue is these scams are constantly evolving. You know, once they've kind of run through one scam and it gets out there in the public, you know, public information out there where folks start to become aware of it, they move on to something different. I mean, one of the ones they like to use is they'll call you up and tell you got a warrant out for your arrest. They'll claim to be Lieutenant DePoli with the Sheriff's Office or something of that nature, Lieutenant Smith, Sergeant Thompson, and they will tell folks you need to come bring Apple gift cards or something of that nature down to avoid getting arrested. Again, I say slow down and think about this stuff. The Sheriff's Office is not going to ask you to bring gift cards for a restaurant to get out of having a warrant. It's just not going to happen. So, you know, again, I say that generally, just use common sense. Don't let logic be overrun by emotion. Preying on your fears that you think you got a warrant or your family member's in trouble. Slow down and use some common sense on it. You can post something if you like, but again, these things are happening so quick. The evolution of these scams, excuse me, and they come in all kinds of forms. And again, I just
Another one,
encourage
they say
everybody-
like it's the IRS is calling you because you've not paid something, and they want you to resolve it over the phone, like with a credit card or something.
Right.
The IRS never calls people, so that's something everybody needs to know.
Even if you
They
call
always-
them,
Yeah,
Yeah.
they never answer the phone, do
they
they?
don't answer.
I can tell you another one going around. I've had this text messages popping up. One of them I listed in here was this UPS scam. This guy got an email from UPS that he had missed a delivery. He had to click on the link. I had a similar thing come through about a month ago, and you slow down and think about it. I thought, well, I ordered one thing, but through the mail, but I thought it was coming through the post office instead. So ignore it. You know, it's like the IRS. They're going to come find you if they really want you. Just slow down and think it out. That's all.
So I guess I got a question for you, Brenda. Is there something we could just put in your newsletters and just remind people just to call us if you have any questions about any kind of request? Why don't you just call Crosby Township offices and we'll help you with some direction.
No problem.
Okay.
I can tell you our phone rings all the time up at headquarters with whatever the latest scam is. If I'm sitting in there for an hour and a half some nights, my clerk will take 5 phone calls for a similar scam popping up. So I'll try to keep you informed on anything new that's happening with this, but like I said, they evolve quickly. So people just need to slow down and use some common sense and not let the emotion get the best of them.
Probably easier said than done, huh? With our seniors. We'll give it a shot, though, to help them.
Anything else? Thank you.
Thank you, and everybody have a good night.
Public at large, Bob, you can go first.
Hi, I'm Bob May. I'm helping out the Crosby Township, trying to get the firehouse up to code from Hamilton County. Dennis, I've got an updated letter.
Yeah, I was forwarded that letter,
Okay.
so, thank you.
Second.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And we went through the process. Hamilton County's inspection people looked at space between the firehouse and where the bedrooms are. There is no firewall, 3-hour firewall at that particular location. So we need to now open that area up, put in concrete block all the way up to the roof so that that area is protected just like what the office was. So we'll be going through that as soon as we can. And again, it's just another thing that's slowing down the process. We're also gonna do the restroom, get it plumbed up, put a plywood door to get in there till we can get this all worked out and get the right sequence of work. One of the things that we did do is when we found out that we have really good asphalt back in that back lot, it was better to relocate the door to the building from the front door to the side door, because then we don't have to have any handicap. We can come straight in there. Now, what we're gonna end up having to doing is put some signs out, change the location of some handicap parking spots, and then also put some striping inside the fire or the surface area so that people can come in, walk in, and get into the office.
So I guess I've got this question. Did we give them drawings without these enhancements and they approved them in advance and now they're coming back through inspection to have us change our
Yes.
architectural drawings and construction? But they approved them previously.
But they all thought that that was a block wall. And when we opened it up, that's when we found out it wasn't.
It was stick implementation.
That's just a metal building.
Metal building. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
But I think now we're planning on getting we've got the inspection, so we can start putting drywall in. Door frame should be coming middle of this week, and we can start putting drywall in the office space. And then we'll get that up and running and get it inspected, approved, and then we can start on the remodel of the existing office. So,
One of the hangups was our flood-proof doors that we have to have. The ones that are going out into the fire bay have to be a 3-hour burn through fire protection door too. And they were hard to find, and when they did find them, they were quite expensive. So we don't have the final price addition on that one yet, but that's going to be a price increase for us to absorb too. So there's just one thing after the other that keeps coming up that slows this process down, and we're handling it. One thing we found out when I was trying to get the portable air conditioner dismantled so we could get the other one planted and then hooked up, since this is a small job, getting the subcontractors to come in on a timely schedule is hard to do, because we waited almost a week to have the air conditioning unit put back on its pad. And then once that, they came out and measured for the ductwork. Well, you'd have thought after they measured the ductwork, it would have been a couple of days, and they've been out. Nope. Took a whole nother week, and then somebody came out and put the ductwork up. And when we had the electrician already had it wired, and we had to unwire it from the fuse box because we still had to run the portable air conditioner because we had to wait that extra week. So it's just been stuff like that that just keeps dragging this out. And but now the fire department has their air conditioning and heating unit hooked back up, and I took the portable back this morning, so we got that cleaned up. And it's a slow process, but
I just guess I don't understand all the discovery. you have to discover that you have missing elements, but like these fire doors, I mean, you knew what those doors were, and the architectural drawings didn't require them to be
Well,
exchanged,
everybody
did they?
was concentrating on flood-proofing the daggone thing.
Yeah.
And then the next thing you know, that's got to be a fireproof door too. So, you know, it's just one thing after the other. And I hope see most of it done by the end of the year, but you don't know at this
Well,
time.
One of the things, that door, since it's a 3-hour door, is a 26-week
Delivery?
delivery. But what we're gonna do is go in to Hamilton County and say, we're gonna leave the original door there until that door comes in, so that there's still access back and forth for safety, and then we'll put the flood door in when we get it. And Hamilton County will typically give that approval so we can start using that space. But, you know, the flood proofing, all the other things that I've worked on a whole lot of jobs in my 50-year career, and I've never had this many changes on any project I've ever worked on, when you tell everybody what you're gonna do, and then after the fact, they come back and say, well, you can't do this and you can't do that. Because we had meetings at the very beginning of the project to discuss all this with Hamilton County, and everything was pretty good. And then everybody else found some other things that they went through, and we're working through it.
So, and then we're working on this in 2 phases. I don't know if we ever brought this up. First phase is getting the new addition done, and so that they can move into that, and then we'll redo the current inside, because we're going to put new ceiling tile in.
Paint, flooring.
Yeah, flooring, paint, new light fixtures, get rid of the fluorescent. And so we're doing that. I had TJ Williams Electric Company come, and we went down and looked at all the fluorescents out in the bay. And they got some overstock stuff. And he's going to give me a bid on putting in different lighting.
LED or
LEDs, yeah.
Yeah, the LEDs.
So it'd be LED lighting, so I'm gonna get a bid on that, so that we can redo, because we talked about redoing all that lighting out there. And so we'll see what kind of a bid, and then if we wanna do LEDs in here, because these are all fluorescent, correct? So,
You can use the same fixtures now.
yeah, well, you know, we might, down the road, we can't absorb all this cost at one time. But, you know, if they have overrun on this, he asked me what size, and I couldn't remember. These are probably more than,
4 foot, aren't they? Or
are
Yeah,
they
they're
4-footers?
2x4s. They're the
Yeah,
normal.
2x4s.
You'd have.
So,
Almost
you know,
every
we get
office.
to that point, we can have him look at this and give us a bid. And if it's decent, you know, we'll replace the lights in this thing, so it'd save us money.
Can they just switch the lights in those, or are the fixtures?
I have no idea. That's out of my league.
There's new ways to do
Yeah,
it.
because St. John's just did that in their school. You used to have to take the ballast out and put something else in, and now they have LEDs that you just basically you just take the tubes out and you put the LED tubes in.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That'd be neat.
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty much everything I had on that, so. You got anything else, Bob?
No. I mean, it's a pleasure working with Crosby Township. You know, I got a chance to do the storage building and the shelter out there, and those went real smooth.
It's like you have a little less hair now.
But then again, with the fire department, we got to make sure we do everything right.
Yep. All right.
All right, thanks. Darpin?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Darpan, and my brother out here, his name is Pareen. We are the owner and operator at New Haven Express, located at the corner of New Haven and 128. Thank you for giving me a few moments to speak tonight.
You can keep that.
I would like to respectfully request the township's endorsement for either a D1 or D5 liquor permit, which allows us to sell beer or hard liquor on premise. This liquor permit our goal is to responsibly serve on premise in a safe and designated area within the store premises. We are already an established and compliant permit holder, currently operating under the following Ohio liquor licenses, which allows us to sell a carryout, sealed container carryout products like wine and beer. And D2, which allows us to serve wine on premise. D3 is also allow us to serve hard liquor like a spirituous on premise. And D8, which allows us to do a tasting samples. But what we're looking for is a D1, which allows us as a consumer to enjoy cold beverages at the station. And we have built a sitting area for it and bar type setup. The addition of a D1 or D5 license will allow us to responsibly expand our services by offering customers the option to enjoy certain beverages on site in a designated area, improving both customer experience and potential business revenue. We believe this would bring added value to the community, including a safe place to enjoy a beverage. We're committed to maintaining a clean, secure, family-friendly environment. I want to emphasize that any alcohol service would be handled with full compliance with both state regulations and any local guidelines the township sets. We understand the township's responsibility to ensure that all licensed establishments operate in the best interest of public. That's why we are approaching this request with a total transparency and willingness to work with to ensure the operation matches your expectations. Upon successfully acquisition of a D1 or specifically D5 permit, our store existing alcohol permit, specifically C1, D1, D3, and D8 will no longer be required, as the D5 encompasses the privileges of all those permits under single license. As a result, the following license will be released back to the township permits quota, making them available for the future applicants. This would free up valuable permits types for other prospective local businesses while also streamlining our own permit structure under one comprehensive license. That is all I have for tonight.
When you're serving, if you get a D1 and you're serving liquor on site, will you have food available for
Yes,
people
sir.
to eat so that
Yes, so
they
we're
don't get tanked on an empty stomach?
no, so we're currently working on to get our deli, like a cold cut sandwiches and deli station ready, and which also an option for people to sit down and eat as well as have a cold one. And we also have snacks at the station, like chips and pretzels, which they could purchase and enjoy them on the premises. Or they can bring their own food as well.
I guess what I'm thinking, since Rick isn't here, Rick going to be back in what, a week? 2 weeks? He's our zoning inspector.
Okay.
I'd like to have Rick run this past him in our zoning department
Okay.
before I would be comfortable in endorsing anything. I don't know what the other trustees think, but that's where I'm at.
Okay. Everyone is on the same.
Yeah, I would agree with that, because there is zoning issues there, and I don't even know how many permits are available in an area. Like you said, that would give up your other ones that someone else could use them, but I don't know if we're close to are we at close to a limit that right now, or?
Yeah, so basically all the permits that is allowed for the township, it's already been taken. So our goal is to get an endorsement from the township and purchase a license from a different, like within the Hamilton County, from a different area, which I have already spoken to the lawyer. It's a possibility as long as the township backs our decision.
I guess one thing I will suggest is that I know the guys run an operation up in White Oak at the Marathon Station. You could go visit that and see what their current operations are. So you don't have to wait for some vision to be portrayed in Crosby Township. You can go visit their site. And
I can give you a little bit of a background too. So the concept that we have designed at the new station, it comes from the Marathon Station that we have been running since 2009. And the concept of a bar and a gas station we started back in 2015, late 2015, early 2016. Ever since then, it has been fantastic, and we have even expanded in the back of the store where allows customers to sit down and have a few beers, and they can bring their own food and enjoy good cold beers or wine in that particular manner. We also have a D5 permit up there too, which allows us to sell hard liquor, like, you know, if you want to enjoy a good bourbon or a scotch or tequila at the station. We as an owner, we take a pride in what we do, and we do not allow any nuisance in our store ourselves. If somebody's misbehaving, we kindly ask them to leave, because if they're causing a ruckus, which we never had, because everybody that comes in knows from a day one that we will not tolerate it. And from the day one, we kept the same rule till this day and going forward as well. And that's what we're planning to implement here at the Cell Station. Many of the people that used to live in White Oak, they moved to the Fort Scott neighborhood, and everybody kind of knows us, and they're super excited for us to be here and do the same thing what we did at the White Oak.
What's the address? on that?
6050 Cheviot Road,
What's it called?
White Oak Marathon.
It's a marathon?
Yes, sir. It's right across the St. James Elementary School.
Oh, okay. Have you had any incidents there? where
Zero.
you've had to-
Zero. Because we make sure that what we follow, our coworkers follows, our employees follows the same rule. If there even any problem, our customer itself takes care of it for us as well. Because we have a group of regular customers that have been shopping with us since 2015, 2016, and they feel that they're the part of the station. And if there's anything goes on, they will text us or call us right away.
How long was that location open?
So we own it since 2009, and we got into the craft beer with the bar concept back in 2015, 2016.
So 10 years.
It's 10 years, yes, 10 years.
What kind of action you need from this board? Do you need just a
need
motion
that
approving? You need
motion-
a resolution?
So I just need their endorsement that they're okay for us to go ahead and, like a formal letter from a township that allows me to go back to the attorney and say, hey, township is ready they're okay for us to bring in the permits from anywhere available where we can purchase one, basically.
I believe the Ohio Liquor will send us a notice ahead of time, ask if we got a
To approve it.
to approval.
Okay,
So-
so that's basically, so the lawyer who I'm talking to, she's based out of in Columbus, and she specifically works for the liquor permits and licenses. So once she submits the paperwork, you guys get a letter from state asking for your approval, whether you're okay with it or not. That's what we're kind of in here for, to get a formal approval, basically.
Yeah, I think once we review it and okay it, we probably get rubber stamp it once we get the notice from Ohio liquor. So,
Okay.
That would be the
Yeah.
approval.
Yeah.
And may I
So-
ask, like, when would that be, just so I can reach out to my lawyers and just give her the insights?
We should be able to act, I would think we'd be able to act on it at our next meeting. If Rick gets
Yeah.
back in, we'll let him know ahead of time
Okay.
so he can research on his end so that he can make his recommendations at the next meeting.
Okay.
And then I would think we should be able to move on something by then, either support or
Okay.
not support.
So our
Okay.
next meeting is October the 13th.
October 13th? Okay. Thank you. Any questions? We're good?
You good?
Thank you. Library?
You can go.
Yeah, you can go.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Hi, I'm Kate Denier. I'm the manager of the Harrison Branch Library, just to give you your quarterly update on what we're working on right now. Just services-wise, just some reminders. During the school year, students can get no-cost walk-in, one-on-one homework help. It's intended for grades K through 8, but she can do older as well in a lot of cases. No appointment is required. Our free homework help is Mondays and Wednesdays from 4 to 8 and Fridays from 2 to 6. We also offer some free printing at the library as well. You can print up to 20 pages in color or 33 pages in black and white per day for free at any of CHPL's 41 library locations. You can print off our devices, or you can print off your own device as well. And we also offer free faxing at all of our locations. This is something that we've seen a big increase of over the
What is it
last couple
again?
months. Free faxing.
Oh, faxing.
I think a lot of places are requiring people now to fax things. So people can do that for free at our library. We're also a passport application acceptance location. We offer evening appointments 2 times per week and Saturday appointments as well. Those are by appointment only, so people can stop by the branch to make an appointment or call the branch to make an appointment. We're moving into our busy season now with passports, but that's a thing that we try to make a really good customer experience with passport acceptance. So we just wanted people to know that we can do that for them. The last thing is on October 4th, we will be partnering with Be Kind Harrison to host a Halloween costume boutique. Basically, you can come and get a free costume for your child, or we hope to have some adult ones as well. So you can come between our open hours, 10 and 6, to come get a Halloween costume if you need one. Or if you have Halloween costumes in your house that you don't need anymore, we will take them so that we can forward them along to somebody else who might need one. Also on October 4th, we're hosting a Customer Appreciation Day at our branch. We hope to have lots of fun activities throughout the afternoon, local snacks and chances to win prizes. We're trying to include people in the community to come in and talk about the services that they provide as well. So we hope that you guys can come. If there's anything else that we can do for you, please let me know.
I do have a question.
Sure?
Do you process those passports fully? Can you get them done, or do you have to ship them off to Chicago or someplace else?
We do all the intake, the initial intake,
Yep.
and then they get sent to the passport center. Yeah.
And then that's where there's usually a pretty significant delay? Or do they-
Actually, it's taking about 4 weeks right now.
Okay.
And they tell you to allow about 2 weeks on either side if you're not doing expedited shipping. So
Okay.
it's surprisingly fast, actually.
All right, thank
Yeah,
you.
if you pay the money for expedited, they come back expedited.
Yes. Yeah. Yep. And we just charge like the regular passport fee, which is from the U.S. Department of State. And then there's a $35 execution fee that gets paid to the library, but that gets paid like anywhere that you get a
Right.
passport. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
So
Thank you.
just so people know, what do they need to bring when they get a
There's a long list of
Oh,
things you
okay.
need to bring.
Okay.
We have the passport. We'll go over all of that with you when you call. We also send reminder emails because it is like so much and you have to have it with you in order to process
Right.
it. So we get that information. We also have just the forms at the library. You can just come pick one up at any time that we're open
Okay,
for free. Thank you so much.
thank
Thanks.
you. Anybody else? Legal, Alan?
Yeah, at the last meeting, we talked about including some indemnity language that Otarma recommended. I think we've taken care of that. The only thing I have to check is the lease with the old Town Hall. I think that was the one that was brought up at the last meeting. I think it's already in there, but I'll take a look. Other than that, I don't have anything else.
What about that Cardinal Land Conservatory? Did they want a resolution or something that we okayed them to get that land? Remember they came and talked to us at the last meeting?
I've watched it on the thing. The Land Conservancy, I was wondering if that's a nonprofit, would that mean that we would give up our property taxes on that piece of ground because they don't pay property taxes?
Probably.
But
But I
it's not
think
that
whoever
big.
wants to sell the person wants to, I guess they want to donate the land to them, is what it is, whoever owns that.
Well, there's tax write-offs, and
Right.
I was on the board that rated those kind of things until they said that agriculture didn't need to be on it, and they kicked me off. So, yeah, it's an interesting thing. If the Land Conservancy can come up with about 25% of the cost of the land, and the rest of it's either donated or they can put in to the Natural Resource, NRC, Natural Resource Council. They have funding that they can get the rest of it. And so that's what they're going to do is every year they approve funds. I think the state of Ohio for Hamilton County, if I remember right, it's right at $1 to $2 million a year. So that's where Great Parks get some of their funding for acquisition of land. They go through that. Every land conservancy that operates in Hamilton County, there's about 5 of them. They all put in their projects. Everything gets rated, and then the best ones that meet the test gets the funds. So that piece up there, being it's got woods and it's they put out their program, I saw that they offered to you. It just depends on what you guys want to do. You can if you get a resolution, that's another check mark on their stuff that
Right.
they'd like to get in order to proceed with them getting the funding. So if you are in agreement with
They
doing
could-
a resolution.
Could they do it without it? Could they have that, could they still do it without us?
They could, but it makes it a little harder because they don't have that
Get the
check mark in
grants.
that box. So, that's why if they get the backing of the local township, that puts a little more grease on the skids to get this program for them to get funding. So, it just depends on what you want to do. It'd be more park area for us. I guess they're going to put a trail up in there. They'll have a small parking lot. They'll get the weeds under control because they have to have a maintenance program. They have to have everything spelled out how they're going to take care of the land. Otherwise, it's a no-go. So
And they
right
did
now-
say that they were going to get rid of those undesirable trees and bushes that are in that property, so that wouldn't,
Invasive species.
invasive species,
Yeah,
they'd get rid of them.
They would be required to clean it up.
Yeah, right.
So, it's being on the back end of the trailer park right there, give those people in that a place to go up there and enjoy a walking trail and stuff. So,
Do we see any downside?
Other than losing what little property tax we get off of it, that'd be the only downside that I could see to Crosby Township. I mean, it's not a big venue where you're going to bring in a lot of traffic. It's just going to be five or six people there at a time unless they have a special program. So, you know, I don't see any harm in it.
Should we raise a resolution then and see if we
Well,
get the three of you to
I
vote on
move
it?
we do a resolution to, let me get here, that we support the Land Conservancy's desire to purchase the property on 128.
It's Cardinal Land Conservancy.
Yep, Cardinal Land Conservancy. So I would make,
Write that out. We need a resolution, it has to be in writing.
Mm-hmm.
Do we need to do that at this meeting, or can we do it the next one?
what'd you tell them?
Just so we bring it up.
We
at this
bring it up
meeting.
and talk about it.
Okay, well then, let's have the resolution ready for the next meeting. Because if my memory is right, I don't know if there's a fall, I know there's one that gets rated in the spring, and as long as they get one of them, they'll be fine. So let's do a resolution for the next meeting.
So Alan, you'll draft it and get it to the trustees and
You just
we'll vote.
I need to get the resolution number from you, or just leave it blank.
Leave it blank. I'll email it to you tomorrow morning.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
One other thing that was brought up at the last meeting, I had talking to Dennis about it also, was charging Great Parks for fire services. And you spoke to somebody about that.
I talked to someone, I called Springfield up because they have Winton Woods there and they don't charge them.
Well, I talked to Cindy Abrams at the Republican Golf Outing, and she was going to get the background on it, but she thought it was favorable, and Bill Seitz thought it was favorable, so, but I haven't heard back yet, so I need to,
I don't know of any county fire department that has parks in the township or city that charges them.
well, we're trailblazers.
You the first?
Then they can follow us.
Well, the thing is, and you know, and when you got to think about this, they are putting in a lot of buildings up there, wood structures up there at the seed nursery. And, you know, if they're going to claim that they're their own jurisdiction, like a township, Harrison Township pays the city of Harrison for fire service and ambulatory service. West Harrison pays for that service from the city of Harrison. And there's other contracts around where municipalities that can't afford contract with another one that's next to them, if they want to claim their sovereignty, I don't see a problem with it. Now, we get an answer back from the state and it's otherwise, we'll get direction. You know, we're not going to wade into this and say we're right. But when I was down there, when we had our meeting for the Joint Fire District, which you'll probably bring up, you know, City of Harrison was all for it. So, because they have Hamilton County down there on Campbell Road, or Great Parks. So, you know, it's, if we set the precedent, everybody will jump on board. And then they'll be sorry they didn't give us the time of day, so. Anyway, that's all I have to say on that. I need a second on my motion to accept the resolution.
You won't take any action tonight.
Oh, you're just gonna write it and then we'll vote on it. Okay,
Vote on it the next.
all right,
Isn't this the
good
same
enough,
thing?
I'm done.
That's all I have.
I have, I guess, the buildings over there on New Haven Road, they are real close together because they're not under our zoning. So to me, that seems like it might be a firehouse that you're having all the buildings together. And also, Funal Preserve, they also are separate energy, government energy. So I think, like I said, worthwhile looking into. Especially they're saying they could probably agree with our zoning. Our zoning can't have no say so. I mean, they got their own police, but they don't have any fire. So they can't have a mutual agreement because there's no they're gonna have a fire department. So, yeah, I guess we'll wait and see what come back. So,
Is all of Fernald Preserve pretty much in Crosby Township?
Most of it.
about 95% or more.
Do you have runs there very often, or?
Occasionally.
When someone spontaneously combusts?
You never know, Becker. I gave Alan that resolution so he can study it and bring back.
I don't know where that came from.
I think he gave it to us.
I think, yeah, I
As an
think he gave
example.
you that.
Oh, okay.
Because that's one they manufactured because it had some maps on it.
Oh, okay. So we all got a copy of it.
Okay.
Did you have anything else, Alan?
I had a copy.
Right.
I had a copy of it, but Alan can keep it.
All right, maintenance, Jim?
Mowing, we've been mowing, replacing, we've been replacing a lot of signs. Street signs, speed limit signs, the welcome to Crosby Township signs, and then we, Fort Scott, 3 streets got paved, last week, or week before. And besides that, we've been trimming trees and some brush that's hanging over the roads. I think they was working on Long Street today, I think supposedly. So I wasn't there today, so I don't know. But I think that's where he was going. But I know he's been working down on Long Street by the dump.
Yeah, when I was talking to Bruce, when he was out here Saturday, when I was over here, he's mentioning he was going to be working over on Long Street, so.
Is they watered the trees at all this year yet? The new ones that were, out by the road here? They might need to be hit maybe by the end of this week or something. Just give them one good hit.
We ain't had to.
I know, it's been good, but it's getting dry deep, I
Yeah.
think.
They actually have rain predicted for Monday.
It's
Whether it
not-
happens or not,
Till-
we'll
till we
find
get
out.
there.
It's not real deep.
What's that?
It's not dry real deep.
It's not?
I've been digging in it, so I know.
Yeah. I mean, those trees have been in, 3 years now or something, a lot of them, but,
3 or 4.
yeah. I mean, they look pretty good yet, but
Yeah.
it's,
I'll have them water 'em.
just get one good hit. Anything else for Jim? Thank you. Fire, Chief Davis?
August run totals, 37 EMS details, 26 fire details, for a total of 63 in August. We had a public relations event at the park for Easter Seals Foundation. I want to thank the Harrison Fire Department for bringing Point 57 that day and for helping us with that event. That was the 5th year that we've worked with them. They do a bike ride on the trail for the veterans, and they had another great turnout this year. We received a grant from the Nutrient Company, which is located on Patty's Run Road, for the purchase of a new 4-gas meter and supplies for the meter. We want to thank Kim Lawson and the Nutrient Company for the grant of $4,000. That's been turned into the fiscal office, and the invoice for the meter and supplies has also been turned in.
Can you tell us what a 4-gas meter is?
It's a meter that we use to check oxygen levels, combustible levels, gases, carbon monoxide. So going
You
into
just use it just
going
measure in
into
the air?
environments, yeah. Sewers into homes. If somebody's got carbon monoxide detector's going off, we can use that to go inside, make sure there's no reading, or if there is a reading, pinpoint the location.
So it's just a small unit, or is it,
Yeah, it's about the size of a cell phone,
oh,
like this. And then I was talking to Jamie about computers. I know that there's a company that she has been talking to. They came into the firehouse, and the company talked to me. His name is Chris, I believe. I don't remember the company's name, but I was working.
I've got that proposal, so I'll talk about it.
Okay. All right. I also have the Computer Wizards proposal, strictly for the firehouse, for computers, monitors, hard drives, stuff like that. I will make copies of this and turn it into
That'd be great. We need comparisons. Yes.
Trustee Hyab, you wanted to talk about the meeting we had with the other departments? Kind of.
Yeah, back before I went on vacation, I don't have a hard date. The city of Harrison, Miami Township, Whitewater Township, and Crosby Township met down in Whitewater Township administration building down there. And going over a proposal to form a joint fire and EMS district. And they were talking about doing a feasibility study first. They had people that were going to do it. They were supposed to have a cost that included Crosby Township in it by this time. Did you have anything on that?
I have not received anything yet.
I haven't received, and nobody else has either. So the first...
That was being done by a third party.
Yeah. Okay.
So
They were going to try to have us a cost project fee originally with Miami, Whitewater, and Harrison before Crosby entered into it was going to be about $28,000. So, and what they would do is look at everybody's equipment, look at everybody's staffing, see how it could be utilized as a unit, spread out equal distant, and where the firehouses are located, just to see if this would be a good thing where everybody could work together. So, but evidently we didn't get anything back yet, but we're going to pursue it just to see if it's something that would benefit everybody. Right now with the New Haven Fire building where we're at, if we went into a joint district, Harrison wouldn't have to build a new fire department to take care of the people up in the new subdivisions because we're already here. So, you know, and we're already covering their bases when they're in a bind, and they cover our bases when we're in a bind. So we almost have a joint district now. The only people we don't really work with is Miami, and that's over in the Cleves area.
correct.
So, but, so we're looking at bringing this together and see if it's something that we could benefit from. And so we'll just have to wait and see when they come up with a proposal, what the cost is going to be. And if we think the cost is respectable, we'll enter into an agreement if everybody's on board. And if we think it's a little high and we don't see a benefit in it, well, then we'll not take care of it. So, you got anything to add to that?
I do not,
Okay, that's where we're at on that.
and that's all I have.
Anybody got anything else? All right, Community Coordinator Brenda.
Thank you. Well, our August 20th Rocking Thunder Riverboat trip was great fun. It was a beautiful day. The seniors met in Madison, Indiana, and then we took the riverboat to Louisville for lunch. The captain made the river trip both informative and fun. We saw a lot of eagles. That was neat. And then a lot of us spent the evening in the riverboat in there. We told stories, looked at the Ohio River, and just laughed a lot. It was just a good time of fellowship. We went to the Harrison Sims Museum, and our tour guide was Elizabeth Rosenecker, and she gave a wonderful history to us about the life and times of William Henry Harrison. And for those of us who went to Harrison High School and have heard William Henry Harrison's name pretty much all our lives, there was some interesting news that she brought to the light that she brought to the tour. One of the most interesting contradicts American history books about how and why he died. And so I'm going to share it with you so that when you leave here, we've got this piece of history that we didn't have before. Apparently, after winning the presidency, Harrison spent the next couple of weeks meeting and greeting long lines of people waiting to congratulate him. He did not get sick because he was standing in the rain as he took his oath of office at the White House, which is typically what you'll find in history books. He did catch a cold eventually that seemed to get worse after those first few weeks, and was the custom of that time. His doctor made cuts on his arm for bloodletting to drain the sickness from his body. Because he was in Washington, D.C., the doctor used the water from the swamp that DC was built upon to wash his open, bloodletting wound. The water was toxic, and he developed sepsis. And he died from the, let me see, I almost lost my space. He died from the swamp water because that bacteria entered into his body. But what's interesting, she reported that when you hear now about draining the swamp now in Washington, it has a direct connection to the swamp land that DC was actually built on. And we were like, wow, nowhere had we ever heard that's part of the story of history, and it was pretty amazing. But we had a good time. We enjoyed a lot of different aspects of what we did that day. In other news, don't forget the Crosby Cafe will be rocking on the third Wednesday this month, which is September 17th at 7 p.m. We had our senior meeting on September 2nd, just recently. We had a great time with the Summer Senior Olympics. We had gold, silver, and bronze medals for the combined scores of individual and team competitions. One of the most fun to watch was the timed hanging of clothes on a clothesline and then taking them down over and over and over. There were lots of comments about the fun and laughter that resulted from doing crazy and, quote, simple things. So we had a good time. This month, we're all set to go to the River Roots Festival downtown at the Public Landing. We will use Council on Aging vans to transport everyone on October the 8th. The paddle wheel boat that we're boarding is called the Celebration Belle, and it comes out of Illinois. This lunch cruise promises to be something special. There are 9 different boats offering cruises and meals during that week. The cost for this one is $69 per person, and I need reservations and fees as soon as possible. Reserving a spot commits a person to purchasing a ticket. Just a little FYI if you're out there listening. Dinner with Friends will take place on Thursday evening, September 25 at Ainsley's Cafe at Brookville Lake. It's a great spot to enjoy the beauty of the lake as well as the food. We will make we will meet at the cafe at 5 p.m., so please make reservations with me about that as soon as possible. One band that was planning to perform at the shelter in September had to cancel. I am currently working with a brass band and another group to schedule a couple of indoor performances in the next 2 months. The information will be posted on the signboard when the dates and times are in place. I have a new Girl Scout troop who have asked to be paired with some willing grandparent figures to begin a pen pal friendship relationship where they would meet here at designated times once a month. So that should be fun. I will, like Doug had said earlier, I'll be attending the 250th Celebration of America with Doug on Thursday evening in Miamitown. And I am in the paperwork process to get Crosby registered as an Ohio participating township. And I'm working on a pretty exciting vision for our contribution. More details will unfold as those pieces come together. We are also looking at an Ohio trip where we have a deluxe charter bus to take us, it's a one-day trip, to take us to the northern part of the state to board the Cuyahoga Scenic Railroad, Papa Joe's Restaurant, London's Chocolate Store, gotta love it, the Salze Farmers Market, and wine tasting at the Naughty Vineyard, and all for $149. So we're working on that one. Okay, in order to facilitate a way for our seniors to have a service project that will help others, we've asked to be scheduled at Crayons to Computers for a volunteer workday. This is a teacher warehouse of school supplies donated by Cincinnati businesses and friends so they can shop there for free. Each volunteer that we provide that goes and spends 4 hours doing whatever they ask us to do to prepare classroom materials will permit one Crosby school teacher a free shopping trip. We've been doing this for several years now, and the teachers are truly grateful for school supplies at no cost. And as Alan mentioned earlier, I've been working with Alan as our attorney to insert all the proper language into our facility rental documents called Hold Harmless Agreement, as well as for all activities that our residents and members participate in with regard to the senior club flyers, baseball fields, and facility applications. I have been working with Mike Noyes on this, so I'm happy to report that all of this has been updated on our website. All done. In connection with the requirements of the risk consulting firm and OTARMA, their recommendations are pretty close to being complete in relation to topics where I could contribute some solutions. The Policy and Procedure Manual, which is the one we're all familiar with right here, the white one, it's now reflecting all of the changes that I just talked about with Alan in that master copy. And as a possible quick solution to the employees signing off on the agreement that we've always had in place, that they will agree and uphold the policies, I've made a few copies of a possible way that it could be solved. It's just a suggestion that's been made to me. I'm going to have Vivian pass these out for you. What it basically does, it looks at the different things that an employee specifically would need to attend to, and then it's got the assigned same signing papers. Everything in that little packet is in the big white book, the manual itself. But this would be something that you could look at and decide as a group if you would like all employees to do that. Another option would be, and I don't know, I talked with Jason about this and he had a good idea. They could take 2 or 3 of those gray notebooks like that, rather than all 30 people over at his place, and then all of our people all have their own. They could read it, they could sign it, and then the copies would be given to the fiscal office for the personnel files, like in normal should be. And then the person would also have a copy for themselves to keep. And then we could take the book that we have, we've given them to department heads, which now need to be updated with this latest information. But you could keep one of these with every department head. You could keep one of these as like a loaner type thing in your office as a department head. And then you could track just that those signed sheets and those specific things that deal with employees would be signed off on. So there's a few options. I think when we first started, Dennis and I talked about everybody having the white booklet in the very beginning, and we've been looking at different ways to make that a little easier and less cumbersome. So you can think about it. I don't know if you have a ready suggestion or comment, that would be good. And if you want to think about what you'd like, basically the question is, how would you like for the employees to both read it, agree upon it, and sign the paper? It could be, it could be everybody gets one of those, or there's just a smaller number of those gray booklets, but everybody still gets to read it and sign it, if that makes sense. A lot of words to get around trying to get that straight, so it would be easy to understand.
Brenda, I've got 3 things. One,
Okay.
we had a little bit of a fraud issue with a payment to an inappropriate ACH account by an employee that did not process. It came to us as an email that we did not validate, and we didn't validate the ACH, so we got fraud. I had written a policy. I'd given it to Jamie. Did she give that to you?
No, I haven't seen that. I don't know about that.
So I need to get that to you.
Sure. I can take care of getting it everywhere it needs to go.
And secondly is that I'm going to be proposing offline a code of conduct here at the township, and I'll be bringing it up in an executive session later tonight, so we'll talk about that.
Okay.
And then a structure for the job descriptions, what I call A-player agreements.
Mm-hmm.
And so that would need to be in there again. If I get the trustees and Alan's agreement to all these things, we'll do that. So there's some other things in motion that you'll need to process, hopefully in a timely manner, but those are a couple things I wanted to bring to your attention.
Well, I appreciate that. And the best news, Charlie, is that this is, so far, it's been an ongoing, moving document, and
Yep.
we just keep keeping it up. So we're good.
Yeah.
I'll be glad to work
And
with you.
I have rolled out SOPs before, so you want me to look it over and give you some ideas, it's all fine.
Sounds good.
I have something.
Okay.
The other day, our tenants, a senior citizen meeting or whatever, and we signed the whole harmless agreements. I signed it. When I left, most of those was in the garbage can. I got one, and I asked Alan, so we should keep these agreements for about 90 days or something, in case somebody get hurt and come back and say they didn't sign the agreement.
What agreements are you talking about?
The whole harmless agreement. When somebody,
For renting the shelter or the ball field?
no, I'm talking right here. Everything here, the ball field.
For the seniors, if they go on a trip.
Yeah,
Well, actually, would you get that, Vivian, real quick? we've kind of addressed that. I'm sorry, I couldn't make out everything you said in the beginning
What I'm
part,
saying is most of it ended up in the garbage before the people left. And
Okay,
I
well,
think
here's
we
what
should hold those for about 90 days or something, or it could be protect ourselves.
Yeah, you don't want to throw those away right away.
no, we don't have any plan to do that. I'm going to
No.
bring out.
That
Go
what
ahead,
happened the
Alan. You
other
can
day.
answer it, and then I'll share what I have. Sorry, Alan, you go ahead.
That what happened the other day, because when I left, most of those were in the garbage.
We can talk about that later. That was for a reason unrelated to this manual. But I wanted, would you just share this part? This is for activities that we take beyond here. Now, we're going to put that on probably every flyer. But what we've done, and we only have had two events that were which applies to what we're talking about right now, Chuck.
I've seen it, thanks.
And they are going to be kept in that folder, and I don't even have a date that I would throw them away. I just figured it's a good thing just to keep on a regular basis as we leave here to do things.
Right.
Okay?
So I'm not sure what time period we should keep those for.
Well, I don't know that answer.
90 days or 30 days, in case somebody get hurt in the parking lot and want to leave.
I mean, usually like it's a 2-year
Yeah.
time period to bring personal injury action, so,
Right.
you know, 2 years would be the minimum.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I've experienced too.
Okay.
More than 2 years.
Okay. So, I mean, not more paperwork, but it protects
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. I'll do that
you
for
by
2
month
years.
by month.
We'll
and-
mark it on our book. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
I threw mine away too.
Well, it's nothing. You did fine. I'm not really quite finished. Can I do a little bit more before I?
Yep.
If anybody has anything else. Okay. I wanted to add real quick. I don't want to take up all your time. I've been working with Wendy French of Otarma to navigate getting Charlie, Jim Niehaus, and myself, anybody else who was interested, I can take care of that, registered and able to access the training videos that they have on their website and other things. It's the new program's called The Guide, and I'm going back and forth with them because it's a little bit tricky and there's not a person you can speak with. You just have to, so far, just keep sending emails. But anyway, I'm working on that so that we can all get in and out of there. And I don't know if I mentioned it to you, Charlie, that Dennis said that related to sexual harassment, that they actually have a person that they want to bring here annually to do a workshop seminar on that, as well as whatever we can come up with on video. You need to go? I'm sorry. Go ahead. Yep. Okay, well, the last one's not, let's see, what have I got? Okay, I got one more thing. Finally, I've sent letters of invitation to the Crosby Township pastors to meet, to build relationships with each other and build a network of support for our community. And I think we can also discuss the needs of residents in our community and how they're seeking to address them. We can offer our grounds as a means for programs, et cetera, that reaches out as well. And I think that's pretty much the end of my report. I can catch up on what I was talking about later, Charlie. I just want to
Okay.
make sure you're aware. That's all.
All right, thanks.
All right, thanks. Fiscal,
Yep.
Charlie.
All right. So we've already approved the minutes, so that's taken care of. You've improved all the expenditures, that's good. In your package, you've also got the bank reconciliation, so that's in good shape.
We need to sign those
I don't,
minutes, and that we all need, all
Yes.
this we need to sign.
yeah, you gotta sign these. The appropriations you've already approved though, right? Do you need to sign them too, or?
No, it's just the
Just the
minutes,
reconciliation, yeah, the minutes?
the minutes from the last meeting. We have to sign that.
Yep. All right, let's get those back out. That was the last page of it. And I've already electronically signed it. Pass these around, Chuck. And also the fiscal officer top sheet. All right, so the first thing I want to report, and it's mostly good news. Jamie had reached out to Congressman Warren Davidson, and each of you have a copy of this letter in your packet. And then I followed up because I had the privilege of having a coffee with him up in Corrine Township. And so he gave me his right-hand person to address it, and within a few days of that, we have the letter that addresses issues that go all the way back to 2017. So we had fiscal office challenges between 17 and today. And so
No, no. Oh, I don't know.
So anyway, we have this report. Jamie and I are putting together an action plan. We're going to communicate back to Warren Davidson's office as to the status of each of the line items that he's given us input on. And then we're going to talk to the internal auditors, because they're on our backs also to get these things resolved, and ask them what kind of status reporting they'd like to have from us. If it's every week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever they want, we're going to provide that. And then I'll be happy to give the trustees a status report on each of these line items as we make progress. Hopefully we can start checking some things off. The good news and the bad news is that it's joint, shall we say, culpability between Crosby Township fiscal office operations and the IRS. IRS received some things. They didn't post it. We know that we've made payments, but they don't give us credit for those payments. So they've got some internal processing challenges on themselves. So as soon as I start getting statuses of, and this is what we've got, Warren Davidson's office, because it's really Ben's right-hand person that works with the IRS, then we'll ask for them to help us set up a meeting with the appropriate person. So it looks like this, Dennis, it's this piece,
Yep.
this letter. So we're working it. I guess I'm cautiously optimistic that we'll be able to get all of these issues resolved between now and the end of March of 26. That's going to be my internal timeline to start knocking these out. And Alan, I've given you a copy of this too, so you can kind of see where we are. I'm hopeful that if there are payments that are still due, that he will help us negotiate the waiver of penalties and interest, but we'll see how that all goes. We've got a lot of documentation to pull together, and the documentation bins are not very well organized, so we're going to have to dig through with a lot of those and just see if we can find them. So anyway, it's good news and it's bad news. It's good news that we got progress, so some analysis. Bad news is we're not sure, how we're going to go about getting the IRS to do what they need to do. That's the problem. So we're working it. Let's see. We had a deadline for National Opioid Settlement Notice overview, a documentation. I had to go through and I had to sign for Crosby Township that we are going to be compliant. The deadline was September 30th. I think I processed this online last week. I couldn't figure out how to print off my signature page, so I'm going to have to dig back through it and see if there's a way I can get evidence to put in the file. Again, you mentioned it, Doug, that we got the National Preparedness Month, and it is this month. It is September. I didn't know if we wanted to initiate through Brenda or others some kind of notice on the board, something through Jason's operation to promote this, but it seems like there's a lot of people excited about this, being prepared, and we ought to say, yes, we're working on preparation plans in accordance with all these guidelines, and advertise it. It's good news that we're complying. That's good news. I did share with you Davidson's newsletter. He did a town hall. In fact, after he left us, he was going to Delhi. So anyway, if you want more about what Davidson's doing, oh, by the way, in the cover letter that I sent to you, I am going to be pushing his office to see if I can't get him to make a visit. I got the opportunity to visit him in a coffee shop up there. Can he come out to meet our seniors and maybe their next seniors meeting? Whatever that looks like, I'm going to ask for his presence.
Or come to one of our meetings.
He come to one of our meetings. He can, whatever he can do. I think I've got his ear, so that's good. We did talk about the Fernald Preserve, Department of Treasury. withdrawal of recruitment action of state and local fiscal recovery funds by Crosby Township. This was, again, the COVID monies. Originally, they were looking for us to repay $294,000, but now they've basically said that's no longer required, and we're in compliance with the SLFRF program. Report submission. No, I didn't. But we're compliant, so now they're not looking for any money from us. So that's a pretty good deal. One thing that we need to probably have the trustees vote on is that we got the new compensation charts. So those of you that are not renewing in the election, you still have a different payment schedule that can be kicked in. If we can agree on this. This is the big question. Are we a 1.5 million to 3.5 million operation, or are we a 3.5 million operation all the way up to 6 million? So we need to go through our books and figure out which of those categories we are, because that's a different pay scale. And then those that get elected this year get the new money, and the others may get different monies based on the categorization, but the trustees will need to do some kind of, I would think, resolution on what we're going to pay our salaried elected officials. We have, this next one was a letter for the unclaimed funds, and I think Chuck had brought it up. And as Jamie said, she's done everything she can do, but I've got to sign it. There's got to be additional work done. We'll probably end up spending more than $5, and that's what we've got that we can get is $5. So I guess my recommendation is that we don't chase this $5. If you agree,
Yes.
we won't do it. All right. Now the next one was Jamie had a contact with a security company. And we do need to talk to others. You know, we've had ongoing relationships with Mike Noyes and with the computer company down in Harrison. And we've got, you know, contracts that we pay for mobile, for internet services and all those. So we've got a package here that needs to be considered. We do have in there, this would help us be compliant with a plan to move forward by the end of the year, if that's something we wanted to do. But you all need to take a look at this, and then we need to discuss it, and we can parse it out. We can say, let's do the networking, let's do the mobile, let's do the voice lines, and see if we can save money and get better coverage. So it's in your package. Take a look at it, and then we'll arrange a meeting to get other bids and see where we want to go for beefing up our infrastructure, and most importantly, protecting our infrastructure from violation, from security violations. And let's see, this was the cybersecurity bulletin that went out, said we got to have a plan in place by the 30th of the month, so that's what we're working toward. Chuck, you mentioned that we got our second half real estate distributions, and those have been added into URN, so that's all taken care of. And we already talked about the unclaimed money. And then the other things that I wanted to talk about is going to have to be an executive session because it's on personnel issues. So as soon as we adjourn the main meeting, we'll go into executive session. We'll talk about the personnel issues, which includes the administrative job, which Dennis brought to us last month. I spent 2 or 3 hours on it. We talked about it on Saturday. I've given you a copy of the package and I sent it to you electronically, so you can print it off at your leisure. And then there's a couple other items. But anyway, that's the fiscal office report.
Anything else?
Nope.
Thank you. Zoning, Diane?
Thank you. During the month of September, we issued 6 permits, 1 for deck, 2 for fences, 1 for barnuminium, 1 for a shed, and 1 for an above-ground pool. This Thursday, September the 11th, at 6:30 p.m., here at the community center, there will be a hearing on Joe Wilhelm and his property at 9844 State Route 128. He has a firewood supply business out of his home, and it's a family business that his grandfather and then his father and now he has taken over. So he's in violation of that, and he's requesting a variance to continue that business at that location.
What was the address of that again?
9844 State Route 128.
That's just at his house? That's where he lives, or?
Yeah.
That's where he lives, yes.
What time is that meeting?
6:30. That's the end.
That's it? Anything else for Diane? Thank you.
You're welcome.
New business, I have none. Dennis?
I have none.
Chuck?
To keep you up to date, I guess it's old business, new business, but the old town hall, we finished the joints on the floor. And now we're having a person to finishing the drywall. We have half of it done or whatever. Now we have somebody at the Historical Society said he's gonna put in the drywall. So he actually working on it right now. So I already started. And I guess after that, we probably paint it or put the floor in. I'm not sure what we do next. So if you paint it and you put a floor in, you probably nick the paint. So you probably put the floor in and cover up the floors from the paint. So that will hopefully be done pretty soon. The drywall.
What kind of floor are you going to put in?
I don't know if we made a decision yet or not. So we got a step
What was
floor.
there originally? Wood, probably, or?
I think it was tile. Or wood. I don't
Yeah,
remember.
some kind of vinyl laminate kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
So
Something that was put in probably in the 40s.
yeah, I'm not sure how. Well, last time they had a trustee meeting in that building, who knows? Before your days, probably Dennis. Huh? They had it at the firehouse for a long time. I'm not sure how far back the trustees were meeting at the
I
firehouse.
can remember having meetings in there, zoning meetings in there when I first came on. And I first came in 1978.
Was it?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
Is there heat in there?
please.
Is there a furnace in there?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a furnace. You got on low, could keep it.
Yeah.
So
So is that propane or?
Yep.
yeah. So we probably the windows. We probably do something with those too. So that's all I have. But I thought I'd let you know that we are finishing up the drywall.
Old, I have none. Dennis?
None.
Chuck?
New? No.
So do I have a motion to go in executive session for personnel reasons?
moved.
At 8:33, and Charlie's
Yep.
invited.
You do the roll call?
Oh, no, I need
Who
roll
made-
call.
Who made a motion? You?
I made them, or,
Dennis.
yeah, Dennis
Made
made
a
it.
motion.
Who seconded?
Who's-
it?
I guess you, I did not, so you,
I guess that's seconded. it.
sorry.
Okay,
Yeah, unless you
So
want it.
roll call.
roll call. Mr. Hyde. Roll call, Mr. Hyde.
Yes.
Mr. Lohman.
Yes.
Mr. Heiss.
Yes.
All right, we're adjourned into executive session, and we'll come back to close this out in a few minutes. Not sure how long.
8:33.
Our next regular business meeting will be October 13th, 2025 at 7 p.m. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Roll call.
Mr. Hyab,
Yes.
Mr. Lohman,
Yes.
Mr. Heiss.
Yes.
9:09.
9:09, we are adjourned.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, thanks.